Lita O'Reilly, and I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lita O'Reilly, and I'm back with another video. I just want to come on here, explain a little bit of my TikTok, because I don't want to say it went viral, but it got more engagements than I've ever gotten before on a TikTok. So a lot of people were leaving questions like, she's lying, this isn't real, you can't spot reduce, you can't do this. First of all, before I even explain what I did, I first want to say all things are possible through Christ, who does what? Strengthens. So just because it's not possible for you doesn't mean can't happen over here. Let's just clarify that first, okay? Obviously, doing the Japanese towel workout, I didn't just do that. I also did intermittent fasting, meaning I only ate in a specific window, meaning I was fasting. You can't you work out, forget the Japanese towel method. You can't work out, period, and overeat and just eat, you know what I mean? Just fatty foods and expect to see results, you know what I'm saying? So not only did I do intermittent fasting, but when I did eat, I ate whatever I want, but that didn't mean I was eating pizzas and cakes and stuff like that. I wasn't really in the mood for stuff like that. I ate like whole foods. I was eating meals in that window while I was also doing the Japanese towel method. So basically what the Japanese towel method does is it shifts your organs, how we hold ourselves, meaning how we carry our body, depends on where our organs will, be placed. So when you're hunched over often, your organs aren't where they should be, because we're not meant to be hunched over. Our body's supposed to be upright. So doing the Japanese towel method, it just organizes your intestinal organs appropriately, how it should be. For those of you guys who know me, you know that I've been trying to lose weight for years, and I finally figured out, with the help of Jesus guiding me along the way, because I needed some spiritual guidance for this. God revealed to me that it's almost like a glove. Wait, let me get a glove. This is gonna represent your skin, okay? And my hand is gonna represent bones, ligaments, and muscle. In my instance, this is not for everybody. Because of the way I grew up and because of my childhood negligence, my body wasn't fully in my body, if that makes sense. Like, for those of you who've experienced yoga, it's almost like fitting into your body. It's like, you know what I mean? I really don't know how to describe it, but I'm gonna try to visually explain it. So this is your skin, and this is your bones, your muscles, and ligaments. So for me, this is how my body was. It was sloppy, like, you know what I mean? This represents like loose skin, quote unquote fat, which was in that picture. It was more loose skin than it was fat, now that I realized it, you know what I mean? So it was loose skin because I was already on my weight loss journey. So I believe the fat cells that were around my back at the time where I wanted to do the Japanese towel method, I believe that was just primarily loose skin with a little bit of shrunken fat cells. So yeah, so once I started doing the Japanese towel method, it stretched my body out in a way that I wasn't used to, and the appropriate way that my body should be aligned, or should be, you know what I mean? So doing the Japanese towel method just allowed my ligaments, bones, and muscles, and whatever else is under the skin to kind of fit into the skin, making the skin tighter, making it seem like there was a loss of fat, but it's really me fitting in my body, if that makes sense. And I really don't know how to explain it. So that's all that happened. It wasn't necessarily that I lost fat, but I fit into my skin. That's how I can explain it. So for those of you guys who are saying, oh, it doesn't work, this, blah, blah, I don't know how else to, I'm just gonna allow you to believe that, because these are my honest results. The phone that I took those pictures on is currently broken. So once I get that phone fixed, I'm going to show you guys the dates that I took those pictures. And if you really one of those people who are so skeptical and you want to know the truth, feel free to cash app me. My cash app is Lita O'Reilly. As soon as y'all send enough money for me to get my phone fixed, you'll have those proven results, for you. But Until then, you're just gonna have to take my word or just go find something else for you to do and for you to believe, because these are my honest results. I'm not a liar. This really happened in 10 days doing only 1 day of HIIT cardio, because I'm pretty lazy. So my goal was to be active when I was doing it, but I wasn't. I just did 1 day of HIIT cardio that week that I was trying out that Japanese towel method. I had a person comment on the video talking about scoliosis. They have scoliosis. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. All I did was went on YouTube, or I think I went on Pinterest and saw that Japanese towel method, and I just tried it like you should do for your body, and it worked for me. It may not work for you. I'm not a doctor. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and do your own research, do your own experiment with your own body, you know what I mean? And for those of you guys saying, oh, it doesn't work for me, this didn't work, I tried it for a month, well, that's unfortunate for you and your body. But don't discourage others to try it, because it worked for me. You know what I mean? It's like a win-lose situation. Some stuff works for other people, some stuff doesn't. Pantene does not work for my hair, but it sure does work for Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? So don't be so quick to be judgmental or to be dismissive when it comes to things that seem extreme or things that seem out of reach or things that don't seem realistic. See, remember the story with Roger Bannister who broke the 5-minute mile run thing? It was before Roger Bannister even did that, it was deemed to be impossible. But after he did it, it became possible. So for those of you guys saying I'm lying and this is impossible, go find something productive to do to build your faith. Because you're faithless, okay? Sometimes when I would do the Japanese towel workout, it would sometimes linger into like 8 minutes to 9 minutes to 10 minutes because I was so like engaged in the meditation. But you know, you can do it whenever you want to. I think I did it when I first started doing it, like the first couple of days I was doing it morning and night. But then towards the end I was just getting bored with it. Figure out with your own body, with your own resources, with your own whatever, figure out what works best for you and how you can get the best results with your body depending on your blood type and your genetics. You know, a lot of things are tied into this. So just because it worked for me in 10 days, it may take you longer. You know, it may take you sooner. You know what I mean? You also have to, you know, take into account the body composition and stuff like that. I mean, you guys have to use your brain and, you know, understand that there's a scientific side of things. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here real quick and clarify that and just kind of speak about more in depthly of what I've done to reduce the back fat on my back. And yeah, but I do want you to know, because you are restructuring your posture, if you stop doing these workouts, you're going to go back into your original posture. So if you're doing the towel method just to get like a quick result kind of thing, if you go back into your old habits, just gonna, you know, come back again. So along with the Japanese towel method, make sure you're also working out. Make sure that you're also like I have like a posture brace which helps me to keep my shoulder blades back and intact, because you know, with the day-to-day things of life and, you know, being on the phone and working, you know, you naturally just have a hunched shoulder kind of thing. So use things that are going to help improve your posture to make your results kind of permanent and make your posture significant. I don't know. This is what I did to lose or tone my back in 10 days. I hope you guys try it out. For those of you guys who don't believe me, again, go find something productive to do to build your faith. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on TikTok for other things that I try and so on and so forth. Thank you all for watching.